another week. It's really fun talking to you every single week. Today, I'm going to talk about opinions. Opinions are like assholes. Every single person has one. This came up from a conversation I had with an old friend a week ago now. He was talking about the American system right now, and he was talking about like transgender people. And I was like, I've never really said my opinions on transgender people out on the internet. And I know I'm in a very odd camp where I try as much as possible not to talk about politics or like anything that would affect people as fervently as left versus right affects people on the internet. But I think I'm ready to let you know where I stand in the trans issue. It's been years, 3 years to be exact, almost 4 years. Wow. Is the first year of the podcast like considered a year, or do we consider the year at the end of the first year of the podcast? The conversation went like this: I don't agree with Trump on everything, but at least he's dealing with like the trans people. And then I said, okay, the transgender people in America are like 0.1% of the population, which is less than 100,000 people. Why would you focus on that group of people? And then he said, if you move into a house and there's like a cockroach problem, will try as much as possible to fix the cockroach problem? And I was like, oh wow, you're calling transgender people cockroaches. So I was like, no, that's an analogy. But I was like, if you're moving to a house that already has a lot of problems, like let's say there's no water, the heating is bad, like the walls are like breaking off, like there are a lot more things you need to fix in that house before you consider like the cockroach problem, if the cockroaches are even problems. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. He was like, it will be easier to like deal with the cockroach problem. And I was like, oh, so you agree with what Trump is doing to like the Mexicans right now? And he was like, no, I don't agree with like all of Trump's policies, but I like what he's doing to the transgender community. I was like, okay, I see where you lie. I see where you lie. You lie in the opposite side of my thought pattern. I don't believe transgender people are cockroaches or like a curse to humanity. I know there's like a popularization of like transgender ideology. Ideology is crazy. And then there's a popularization of the transgender community, but I don't think it's a motive. One of his points was they're like influencing the kids. And I was like, okay, how are they influencing the kids to do whatever? It was like, oh, you take your child to the school as a man, and then he comes back with a vagina. I really can't take this seriously. Don't take this episode seriously, because the person I was talking to was the most unserious person I have ever spoken to in my entire life. But and he's serious in real life. I don't know why he was talking like this, but he was like, and your child comes back home as a woman with a vagina. And I was like, I don't think it's that easy to like switch kids' minds. I think as a child, every single thing like adults tell you to do, you oppose it in a lot of ways. I know there are a lot of things that people told me to do as a kid and I knew I was not gonna do it. It's like teachers told me to do my homework. And I'm not like I really can't take this episode seriously. I don't think everybody should be able to have an opinion. I think before you give opinion, you should. I don't think everybody who graduated from university should have an opinion. I think you should take a test still before you give an opinion, because this person that I was talking to is a university graduate. So I can't even say you have to go to university to give an opinion, because, and I'm not saying, yeah, I'm saying his opinion was wrong on like the transgender issue. I think if you think a group of people are equivalent to cockroaches, or he said they should get rid of them, they should put them somewhere, or like they should be exterminated. And I was like, I don't think you're thinking of what you're saying. And he was like, oh, are you not Christian? And I was like, yes, I'm Christian, but like I don't have the same visions for the world as you do. I don't think that was the message Jesus said we should spread on the planet. I think Christians, like, and this is my hot take in this episode, I think Christians are a curse to humanity. I think Christianity is a religion, and I may be wrong by the end of my like research, but this is an opinion piece. So I think Christianity is a curse to humanity. I don't think Christians should be allowed to practice their religion, because their religion is indeed very divisive and very hate driven. I think a lot of people see Christianity as a religion of love and a religion that preaches merry times, but I think it's a facade. I think Christians are deeply evil. I think they're the most evil beings on the planet. And I saw this TikTok
Satan
video.
was right to rebel. Think about it. When Satan rebelled and left heaven, a third of the angels went with him. Imagine you quit your job and a third of the company decides, fuck it, fuck this place, I'm going with you. If I saw that happen, I'm looking at the one that's in charge. What the fuck are you up here doing to where a third of your company has decided to leave at once? Oh, well, he was kicked out because he wanted to be like God. If he was kicked out of heaven, how was he allowed to go back in the book of Job? He shows back up to heaven again. I don't think I can go back to a place if I got kicked out of there. And when he shows back up, it's not like God tells him, hey, get the fuck out, I kicked you out of here. No, the first thing God says is, hey, bro, where you been at? And then they make the bet. And if you really think about it, we don't know much about Satan, the devil, Lucifer, whatever. I'm using them interchangeably in this video. The main thing the Christians try to say is, oh, the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. He's evil and he's out to get you and all of that. If you read the Bible, it's God who's doing all the killing, the stealing, and the destroying. The devil wasn't really doing all of that. The only people he killed was Job's family. And that was part of the bet. And so, God signed off on that. He allowed that to happen. The devil hasn't stolen anything. He hasn't destroyed anything. And we don't really know much else about him. Is that not strange? Does it not raise any eyebrows at all? He's supposed to be like our number one enemy and oh, he's out to get you and oh, this, that, and the third. And we know like nothing about him. We don't know his story. We don't know where he came from. We're just told that he's evil. And we're being told that he's evil by the one that's actually out here murdering people. God has killed millions, if not billions of people. And he's the one who created evil. I will quote Isaiah 45:7 until I am blue in the fucking face. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all of these things. So we're supposed to believe the one who literally created evil, that he's not the evil one. It's actually the devil who hasn't done anything. I call fucking bullshit.
Problem. Because if you're working somewhere and you decide to leave and a third of your colleagues leaves that workplace with you, even though that boss is a bad boss. I'm just restating what this person said. I've not really dived into that, but that's a cause for concern. Why did not only Satan leave, but a bunch of people leave, or a bunch of angels leave with him? Christianity has been the golden child for good people. Everybody, I've not finished the Bible, so I can't say a lot of things in the Bible, but I think Christians have the worst identity crisis on the planet. I believe they use the same religion, or the same scriptures to justify the evils they commit in the world, and they use the same scripture to justify why what another part, like another country that is not Christian, does. And I don't know how to explain it. Like, for example, what Israel is doing to Palestine, they justify it as Israel being like God's chosen people with their like odd book of juju and call me a horrible person, I don't care, but like, and they look at another person's religion and say the person's religion is false. The same person I was talking to about the transgender issue was like, oh, in the UK, there's like Muslims everywhere. They're destroying the UK. In like a couple years, the UK will never not be the UK anymore. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, like, shoot yourself in the leg. Like, what the hell are you saying? Like, I don't have problems with Muslims. I don't know any Muslims personally. I know I recorded an episode last year called Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Who knew? Who knew? In just a year, a lot will go on. But like, I think I don't have any opinions on Muslims because I don't know the doctrines in Islam. I can only judge Christians because I know the doctrines in Christianity. But he was saying like Muslims are taught to like hate Christians. But in the other side of the coin, I think Christians are taught to hate Muslims. Like, Christianity is like the only right way, if there is a right way. I think religion, the experiment of religion has failed woefully. I think it was meant to bring hope to like the hopeless. But seeing that we can cure every single ills that happens in the world, and we choose to ignore it with various catastrophes that happens, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have my thoughts on Christianity like fully fledged out, so I can't like come here and tell you this is why I hate this religion yet. Give me 6 months. Next year, there's gonna be a full series on Christianity. I swear there's gonna be a full series on Christianity and how fictional Jesus Christ was. Like Jesus Christ was not a real person. Like there's nobody on the planet. There's nobody on the planet that is gonna tell me that Jesus Christ like walked on this earth, and I'll believe them. Because if the person walked on this earth, like you said, his body went to heaven. Number one, if that body went to heaven, in the Bible, it strictly states that your body cannot go to heaven because we are made of soul. So where did the body go to? We have to find that out. Oh, if nobody can like proof that, like show me proof, because somebody was like, oh, if you see that there's a photo of Jesus' face, like the cloth they used to wrap him. I'm like, number one, you're dumb. Like if they wrapped somebody, sorry, I'm going on a tangent, but like if they wrapped somebody's face with a cloth, it's never going to be that perfectly printed. Maybe somebody painted that, and y'all dumb fucks I believe in it. I really can't to Christians. It really irritates me. Yeah, it really irritates me. Okay, another opinion. I I think this whole episode is gonna be on Christians. So in the past, I thought like people who um. So I went to a Christian church, and on Sundays you go to like the front for the pastor to touch your head, and there were a group of people. Whenever the pastor touches their head, they I don't know what word to use. They converse. They start shaking and saying the demon is leaving your body. Oh my god! Oh my god! I can't. And there was this pastor that like prayed for a woman. I really can't. Oh my god, Christians should be nukes. Oh my god, but I really can't. Um, oh my god. There was this pastor that prayed for a woman to lose weight, and when he was praying for her, I've not seen the video, but what I heard is that he prayed for her and she became skinny, and after the prayer. Okay, another one was, so I know I did 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago now. I did Rapture 2025, the episode, and I was talking about Rapture. So when this episode comes out, like y'all should already be in hell or heaven, but um the pastor who predicted that Jesus was coming back again said Jesus did not know that we changed the calendars. So he was operating on the old calendar. So it's 14 days or 15 days from the day he predicted. So yeah. I don't know how they justify their stupidity. I think I always thought adults were smart. I don't think and if you're a child, I'm not saying you should like disrespect your parents, but I don't think adults are like the smartest beings on the planet. And we should also like remember that this is these people's first time experiencing this thing. I think when people take authority in like situations, we always think that they have more information than we do. I think a lot of people operate in the mindset of being the leader, even if they don't understand what's going on. For the longest time, I thought whenever someone was like leading a situation, they had enough information to lead that like issue situation. But a lot of people they don't know what they're doing to lead whatever they're doing. So they just go where the wind blows. And that's why a lot of people fail in a lot of things. 2 years ago, if you came up to me and told me I would not be able to live Christianity because I left like the Christian religion for a year in 2021, but like then I actually needed the Christian religion to like keep me grounded in my humanity because I did not have any other thing that helped me consider my space on the planet. I was very nihilistic, and that's what like led on to 2022 and 2023 being like the most depressive years of my, not depressive, I've never like depressed, but like that it led to like a very suicidal year of my life. I was considering suicide. Yeah, whatever. But I think, yeah, I think Christianity, the religion, is a very bad thing. It's a plague on humanity, and I'm not like bashing Christians. I love the Christian community. They're one of the most kindest people on, not kindest. They're like evil. I'm never gonna be. I'm not gonna be nice in this episode. I don't think Christians are good people. I think they're all demonic. I think they're all evil. I think they're worse than Satan. I would rather sleep in bed with Satan than sleep in bed with a Christian, because Christians are very snake, like they're very serpent like. I've been with Christians my whole life, so I know how they are, how they act. They act in a very overly righteous way that is very fake. They're not real in any sense of the word. Like the pastors who preach their sermons, I don't believe, gun to their head, if they had to defend your religion, I don't believe for a second that they would defend their religion. I don't believe Christians would defend this character Christ. I believe, truly, I do believe that Jesus was a fictional character in the Bible. I don't believe Jesus was a real human being that walked the earth. I think humans wanted to create something to look for other people to like look forward to, like, oh, if you're suffering, like Jesus literally suffered, so you have to suffer to gain a good life. I really don't believe that. I don't believe that anymore. And it's not because there's no proof. I just feel it's so unrealistic for that to be real. And I'm happy that I'm like going through this situation now, because I will be able to read the Bible and like maybe dive in deep into Christianity. But I'm like, as the years has been going, I don't think I've been a Christian. I don't think I've been a Christian my whole life. I think I've been a faithful church goer. If I find a good activity on Sundays, I might lap onto that and like recruit, like make that my new Sunday like behavior. But I still go to church every Sunday. Um and it works on me. Like the juju works on me. Like I don't know how to explain. When they're singing praise and worship, it works on me. I feel there's like this communal feeling you get when you go to like a church or a religious space, when a lot of people believe this one thing, and no matter how strong-minded you are, when you see people singing like praise and worship to this God, you feel a part of this system, which is the Christian religion. I don't know. I was debating on telling my pastor I'm not Christian anymore, but really, I could not on Sunday. But I don't know yet. I really don't know. I really want to read the Bible first before I tell it like my pastor. But yeah, I don't know what else I was gonna say. I think the J.K. Rowling one was like the biggest one in my mind, like the transgender one, because I think hating a set group of people for no reason is very foolish. I don't know how to explain it. I think what we all need to do is talk to other people. Like I said in like the Nazi episode or like the fascism episode, I believe we all need to talk to other people. If you don't see other people as, and I'm going to keep on saying this until my very last breath. If you don't see other people as equal to you, you would never consider their experience to be comparable to the experience you might like go through, like feel, or like what you are going through. You always think, oh, Kylie Jenner literally lives in a mansion. So me, who's a poor boy in the middle of nowhere, we don't have the same experience. If Kylie Jenner hits a leg on the floor, it's not real. She can't feel the pain because she's a billionaire. But me, I hit my leg on the floor, so I feel the pain. I think a lot of people forget that. At the end of the day, we're all humans, and yeah. Um, Sometimes I hope, my greatest wish for humanity is that if there is a God, He would answer my prayer and destroy humans for good, because I don't think humans are good to the planet, to the world. I think humans are a cancer to the earth. I believe every single human, myself included, is a cancer to the earth. But I can't do anything to like stop humans. I think even the best of humans are the worst to the earth. So because we are beasts. Yeah, no, I'm not playing that game anymore. I'm not gonna be nice to humans anymore. Not like in that way, but like in this podcast episode, I was trying to like be very friendly and nice, but I don't think it works. I don't think the human experience is I think it's very frivolous. I don't think humans are a good creation. I think God really made a mistake when he was creating humans. I think he would have stopped with the animals. Yeah. I'm not trying to be mean, but like I really do believe that I don't hate humans as well. I have deep love and appreciation for humans. You listened to my last week's episode, but like it's very easy for humans to be, myself included, recording this episode, to sway to a very different mindset and an opinion on like situations. So yeah, I'm not like a big human fan right now. So, but I don't think this episode is going out. But and if it's out, that's really bold of me to put out on the internet. Um, I just want to say this, and if I release this episode, I might re-record this episode because it's sounding very occultish. But like, yeah, I don't hate Christians, by the way. I love the Christian population. I don't hate Christians, by the way. I'm literally a Christian. I go to church every Sunday, but like, I really want Christians like take a step back and like look at the way they approach life and like people around them, so we know how to direct everything we do. Because you could be wrong, and your religion could be the fake religion. We never know. Like I said in the beginning of the episode, opinions are like assholes. Every single person has one, and every single person talks and says theirs. And like people would hear this episode and say, I don't agree with him, and I don't want you to agree with me if you're Christian, or if you're not Christian but you like have sympathy for the Christian religion. Um, yeah. And for the transgender stuff, I don't think anybody on the planet can like change my mind about transgender people, because I am a human being and I can think for myself. I don't think you should like demonize anybody. Like that's exactly what they did to black people. So like the I really don't know. I really don't want to comfort. I don't like. Oh my god. In the Bible, they even justified like slavery for the longest time because they believed that there was an ideal person. Like God did not really create black people. Because my pastor in my old church, I'm going to tell you the story of one day, who was like, "Oh, black people are children of like the other bad son. Like they are not actually God's creation. They're going to hell. All of them." So and there's still people who exist today who believe like black people are not like real people or like Christians, but whatever. I don't have the energy for the Christian religion. It is very flawed and it's demonic in the very sense. I know they all call every other thing demonic, but Christianity, in its root, is a demonic practice. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast. I really don't know. I recorded last week's episode and this week's episode the same day. That's why I don't have any book recommendations. So far I've read 34 books. I should be getting on to my like final books. I have 16 books left. Yeah. I have to, yeah, whatever. And we have 8 weeks we have 8 weeks left of the year, but I'll just read 2 books every week. Um yeah. And next year I'm not doing that. Next year I'm only reading books written by women. I want to like stand 10 toes deep, because a lot of people were like making fun of me because I said I was a misandrist. I'm gonna stand 10 toes deep in that misandry. Yeah. Yeah. I know I know y'all like to tussle in the comments, and I'm ready for y'all to all the uglies to the two people who commented on chicken. I'm not tussling with anybody, but yeah, I don't hate Christians though. I don't think so. Who knows? I might. I don't know if this episode is going out because this episode is like a confession of hatred for the Christian religion, but I love Christians. My whole family is literally Christian. I go to church every Sunday. But I truly don't believe they believe what they follow. Because if they truly believed what they follow, they wouldn't do half of the things they do. But yeah. Okay, bye. I'll speak to you next week.